Asia is a continent of contrasts, stretching from Siberia's tundra to Indonesia's tropics. It's home to ancient civilizations and futuristic megacities, bustling markets in Bangkok, serene temples in Kyoto, and Shanghai's skyscrapers. Each country tells a unique story, each culture a new perspective. This vast landmass is a mosaic of languages, religions, and traditions. The past and future often exist side by side, creating a dynamic reality for billions. We often focus on Asia's economic giants, China's growth, Japan's innovation, Thailand's vibrant life. These nations are deeply connected to the world, their stories widely shared. But there's another side to Asia, nations shrouded in mystery, far from the headlines. Some countries, by choice or circumstance, remain on the periphery, less traveled, less understood. Their borders are more than lines, they're barriers to the outside world. These places challenge our ideas of nationhood in the 21st century. Gaining insight into these societies is rare and requires looking beyond headlines. This story is about one such place, often called the Hermit Kingdom, arguably the most isolated nation in Asia, and, perhaps, the world. We'll journey into a land few outsiders have seen, exploring its history, culture, and the roots of its isolation. We'll also examine a surprising aspect of its reputation, the perception of the beauty of its women. Our goal: to paint a balanced picture, acknowledging both challenges and unique character. The country we're exploring is the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, North Korea. The name conjures images of military parades, nuclear ambitions, and stern leaders. North Korea has deliberately sealed itself off, following a path of radical self-reliance. The government controls nearly every aspect of life, including what citizens see and hear. The term Hermit Kingdom, once used for the Joseon dynasty, now fits the North. While South Korea thrives, North Korea remains a Cold War time capsule. Information is tightly managed, the internet is off limits to most. Travel is severely restricted, making it one of the hardest places to visit. Most information comes from state media or defectors, each with their own biases. Behind the monolithic image are 26 million people with hopes and routines. Our journey begins by acknowledging this complexity and setting aside geopolitics. We'll try to understand daily life and identity in this isolated nation. North Korea's isolation is shaped by both geography and politics. Bordered by China and Russia to the north, and the heavily fortified DMZ to the south, it's physically cut off. This division has lasted since the Korean War's end in 1953, splitting families and histories. Politically, the split after World War II created two states with opposing ideologies. North Korea, under Kim Il-sung, developed Juche, an ideology of self-reliance. Juche justifies economic and military policies, and rejects foreign influence. The government claims isolation is needed to protect against hostile outsiders. This siege mentality reinforces secrecy and control. The result, a society disconnected from global networks with no public internet, and banned foreign media. Punishments for consuming outside content are severe. The state's narrative dominates, maintained by physical borders and total information control. This makes North Korea the most isolated country in modern Asia. Daily life in Pyongyang is highly structured and organized. Mornings begin with patriotic music, people head to state-assigned jobs. The city is a showcase, clean, orderly, and filled with monuments to leaders and Juche. Life is controlled and predictable, with deep respect for elders and authority. The family unit is central, but always subordinate to the nation and its leader. Collective activities, mass games, parades, public works, foster unity and shared purpose. Loyalty, discipline and sacrifice are core values taught from a young age. Portraits of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il hang everywhere, reinforcing the cult of personality. Conformity is essential for survival and social standing. Yet people celebrate holidays, marry, and raise children. Markets, both official and informal, are vital for food and goods. These pockets of entrepreneurship show the resilience and adaptability of North Koreans. Beneath the rigidity, a more complex and human reality emerges. North Korean women are often noted for their beauty, a point of pride within the country. The Army of Beauties, like the cheerleading squad at the 2002 Asian Games, captivated international media. Beauty standards emphasize naturalness, purity, and health. Fair skin, large eyes, high-bridged nose, small mouth. Unlike South Korea, there's little influence of plastic surgery. The look is understated. State-produced cosmetics exist, but authenticity is valued over Western trends. The government promotes an ideal of womanhood, graceful, resilient, strong workers and devoted mothers. Women in high-profile roles are chosen for their adherence to these standards and loyalty to the state. Beauty becomes a form of social capital, offering opportunities for a better life. This image serves a political purpose, projecting health and prosperity. For women, meeting these standards can mean privileges in a rigid society. Beauty in North Korea is both a personal and political asset. To understand North Korea, we must hear from its people, especially defectors. Defectors risk everything to escape, often facing dangerous journeys and years in hiding. Hyunso Lee's story, shared in her TED Talk, reveals the courage and hardship of leaving North Korea. She grew up believing in her country, but famine shattered that illusion. Her escape involved crossing a frozen river, learning new languages, and rescuing her family. Park Yeon-mi, now a human rights activist, endured human trafficking and chronicled her ordeal in Order to Live. These stories highlight the brutality of the regime and the resilience of those who flee. Defectors' narratives put a human face on political issues, revealing both suffering and hope. Yet most North Koreans remain, their lives largely unknown to the world. Defectors speak for those who could not conform, sharing stories of loss and hope. Their experiences remind us that the spirit of freedom endures, even in the most closed societies. These voices are vital for understanding the true North Korea. Despite immense challenges, North Korean culture has positive aspects. A strong sense of community and collective spirit helps people endure hardship. Neighbors share food and care for each other's children, creating strong social bonds. This solidarity, rooted in tradition, is a source of strength. The arts, music, dance, and visual performances are deeply valued and state-promoted. The mass games, though propaganda, showcase discipline and artistic skill on a grand scale. North Koreans often display quiet dignity, warmth, and curiosity. Education is emphasized, and literacy rates are high. Isolation has preserved traditional language and customs. North Korea remains unique in a homogenizing world. Within seclusion, a distinct and resilient culture persists. North Korea's self-reliance has come at a steep cost. Economic hardship is severe. The state-controlled economy struggles to provide for its people. The 1990s famine, the arduous march, claimed hundreds of thousands of lives. Food insecurity persists, with reliance on aid and informal markets. Isolation limits access to modern technology and medicine. Rural areas use basic tools, and hospitals lack supplies. Human rights abuses are widespread. No freedom of speech, press, or religion. Political dissent is crushed. Prison camps hold those deemed hostile. Fear and surveillance ensure compliance. Generations grow up with a distorted worldview, making adaptation difficult if they leave. The gap between North and South Korea widens, complicating any future reunification. The psychological and social barriers are as daunting as the physical ones. North Korea remains a blank space for many, but its people's lives matter. Looking beyond headlines is a moral imperative, forcing us to confront uncomfortable truths about power and resilience. Understanding North Korea is crucial for global security. Its nuclear program is a real threat. Lasting solutions require nuanced understanding of the regime's motivations and culture. Knowledge of North Korea is essential for humane foreign policy. The country's story warns of the dangers of unchecked state power and isolation. Studying North Korea helps us appreciate our own freedoms. The people are not a monolith. They have hopes, dreams, and a rich heritage. As the world grows more connected, it's unacceptable for one nation to remain so isolated. Engaging with North Korea, even by learning its stories, is a step toward empathy, understanding, and hope for a freer future.